All right, folks, welcome back yet again. And I said that like we're in the middle of an episode because in my head we are. Me and Tyler just did the Blackening review, which should be up. And now we're doing the Black Mirror review. It's as black as it can be over here. I almost made Tyler choke.
So you got me to be your guest. I'm the one white contributor in the entire Bibbs universe.
Had to, you know, you need a splash of cream in your coffee. You know what I mean?
Thank you for letting me be a part of these episodes.
Completely.
I do genuinely mean that, and I feel like I not cornered you, but I very much was like, hey, we're doing Black Mirror, right? I even bullied you on Twitter. Hey, if everyone wants it, I think we could talk Bibbs into it. And we did get a couple people that were like, yeah, do it.
Yeah, it's
shout out to them.
I've been bad about watching shows when they come out. Like I've been sitting on a lot of stuff, but Tyler definitely bullied me on the
bully. Cyberbullying works, kids.
And here we are. I binged them all. It was crazy because I watched the first episode, I think Thursday night, and then I watched it Friday, and then Saturday, like late at night, I was like, that first one was cool. Let me go ahead and knock this second one out. And it was like the last thing I should have watched right before I went to bed. I was like, okay, maybe I'll watch the rest of these during the day because I was forewarned that this was going to be extremely dark, and it was. So let's get into this Black Mirror season 6. 5 new episodes, star-studded cast: Zazie Beetz, Annie Murphy, Salma Hayek, Michael Cera, Wunmi Masaku, Himesh Patel, Aaron Paul, Josh Hartnett, Kate Mara, Myha'la, Herrold, Danial Portman. Just a lot of familiar faces popping up in these episodes. My boy Paapa Essiedu as well. Every time I see him, he's so different. I love it.
I feel like every season of Black Mirror, we get like a little bigger on the cast. And like, don't get me wrong, you go all the way back to like 2 or 3, like you're getting like John Hamm and people like that. But yeah, I mean, that was part of the sale. I think, you know, when they first like announced a few months ago the cast, we were all like, oh shit, okay, hell yeah.
I like that they've gotten bigger while also still including like lesser known names, because like when you go back to those early episodes, like that was probably the first time I saw Danial Kaluuya was Black Mirror. And if you go back to watch some of those old episodes, you'll realize like people that are now bigger were in some of those earlier episodes. I think Damson Idris is in the episode before. I knew him from Snowfall personally. I didn't check the timeline on when Snowfall came out because I did get into it late, but I don't think he was big yet at that time.
I don't think he was either. I mean, that was season 5, but I don't think I knew who he was now. Like now, pretty much everyone knows who he is, I feel like.
And there's a gigantic gap between season 5 and 6. So yeah, there's a possibility. And even if he was on Snowfall already, I think Snowfall is one of those shows that got bigger as it went along as well.
I'm curious. You normally ask me this. I'm going to ask you this for once. We're going to mix it up. What was your like excitement level? Where was your expectations for this? Because like you said, I'm using this as a segue, but we waited a long time for. Not only did we wait a long time for season 5, a lot of people were pretty disappointed with season 5.
So season 5 was 2019. I personally was not disappointed by it because Striking Vipers definitely created a lot of conversation.
It did.
Definitely created a lot of conversation, and like just that alone was enough to carry it for me.
And it came out right around the same time as Bandersnatch, which is this big interactive thing. Right. It's a choose your own adventure. So I think the way I justified it was like, one, we're only getting 3 episodes, but we also got this whole video game type deal with it. Like to me, it was justified.
Yeah, for me, the way I view Black Mirror, I don't even look at the seasons collectively. Like I forget which episodes are in which seasons because I just go in looking for at least one episode that really like works for me. That's all I need. If one is good, I'm good. Like, cause I look at each individual episode almost as a movie on its own.
Yeah, to me, it's just they all exist in the same universe. So It almost, because like you could jump in at any point and it would be fine for the most part.
Exactly. Like there's no specific order you need to necessarily watch. The only one that really you need to probably watch some other ones first is Black Museum. But I wasn't sure what to expect. I was excited about the casts, the names that I heard. The fact that they were willing to come back and do another season after they said they were taking a break because the pandemic was already dark enough. I wasn't sure what to expect. I do think that this season is like, now that we're beyond it, now that I've seen it, it is a little different. It feels like to me.
Absolutely. It very much there were trying to think of what I can and can't. Yeah, they're especially like the back half of the season I thought felt very different. But man, I was pumped for it because in my head, and again, like I love Black Mirror and just wanted to love it to begin with, but I kept thinking like, because like you said, they pretty much told us like we might not do this for a while. We may never do it again, but we're not going to do it for a while. So in my head, if we're doing this, we're killing it. Like we wouldn't come back unless we knew we're bringing quality.
Exactly. Like they're not going to do it just to do it. They're not going to do a money grab. They're not going to do, let's just pump something out. Like they seem to care about their brand when it comes to this. So I knew it bare minimum the work would be quality. Like I didn't expect anybody to be like, I mean, people will because this is what people do, but people will be like, ugh, that Black Mirror has fallen off. If there's, again, for me, if there's one good episode, I'm good. And there definitely was at least one good episode this season.
If you're listening to this podcast, you're probably not one of those people. But I hate those people that so much who are like, Black Mirror fell off so hard. It used to be good. It's like, dude, just enjoy the show. Like,
just because people like it now. Yeah.
I know I'm very negative and very pessimistic, especially when it comes to sports. Like, just enjoy things sometimes, man. Just let yourself enjoy it.
Yeah. I feel like to actually talk about these episodes, we need to spoil stuff. So this is our non-spoiler portion. For the non-spoiler portion, to keep it somewhat entertaining, we are going to rank the episodes as far as we're going to least favorite to favorite. And I'm very genuinely curious where we're going to go. I will go first. I would make you go first, but I'll go first. My least favorite episode, 100% probably Mazey Day, to be honest.
Fair enough. I think I know why, but we have to save that for the spoilers and stuff. But fair enough. I'm not mad at anyone for saying that. I thoroughly enjoyed Mazey Day, but I'm not mad at anyone who feels that way.
What was your least favorite?
This is apparently a very hot take because I read a bunch of after I watched them all. I'm not going to put up with spoilers, but I watched them all and then read a ton of rankings. I probably read 15 different articles that were just rankings to see kind of where mine stacked up. And most people love this episode, but I've got Beyond the Sea at number 5. Now I do like this episode a lot. There are certain seasons of Black Mirror that I said, if I say that's the worst episode, like that's an insult. To me, this is a great season. They're all quality. This is still a good episode. It's the only one I haven't rewatched though. I've watched them all twice except for this one. It's just longer and slower than it needs to be, in my opinion. It could have been 30 minutes shorter and still every bit as effective.
Okay. I can understand that. Okay, we're way different already. Number 4, Joan is Awful.
Same. I also have Joan is Awful at number 4.
Okay. All right. Number 3, I do have Beyond the Sea as my third.
So we're on this. Sorry, we're on the exact same page because I have Mazey Day at 3.
Okay.
So that means we have the same bottom 3, I guess.
Yeah, there's a gap there. After the bottom 3, there's a gap for me for the top 2.
Agreed.
All right. So then at number 2, and I kind of went back and forth on this. But there was one piece of one of them that I couldn't get past. So number 2, I'm going Loch Henry.
Okay, I had Demon 79 at number 2. Yeah, I love Demon 79 though.
Yeah, Paapa Essiedu killed it. So I think that kind of put it over the top for me. And then there's one piece of Loch Henry that, like, we'll talk about it in the spoiler section. There's one thing about it that I was like, okay, I need this addressed.
So I love Loch Henry. If this were a movie, it'd have been my favorite movie of the year. I couldn't get enough of it. It was amazing. I love horror and I love true crime. And like, to me, this is like the closest Black Mirror's ever felt to a horror movie to me. Or like the Playtest episode. Playtest felt like a horror movie, but
Loch Henry was the one that I watched when I mentioned I watched the second episode right before I went to bed. And I wish I hadn't. Loch Henry was the one I watched right before I went to bed. It is like I'd listened to a lot of true crime, but it's very different listening to and watching it. Because I remember when I watched Don't F with Cats. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've unfortunately seen that multiple times.
So I watched that, and I know people put out like the thing about skipping certain parts. I forgot to go back to it when I watched it, and like the images that it put in my head, I didn't consume true crime for a couple weeks, and this kind of gave me that feeling, even though it was fake.
So I watched it the first time, and then I found an article that gives all the trigger warnings, and you could skip from this time to this time, and you could avoid the really gruesome stuff. And I've had to do that every rewatch of Don't F with Cats.
It was definitely a situation where I was like, I remembered seeing it and saving it, but I forgot to go back to it when I was watching. And then once you're in it, you're in it. So I was like, shit. But yeah, dark, super dark episode. Demon 79 is more fun.
It's so much fun. That episode was fun as hell.
And so we got fun with Demon 79, super dark with Loch Henry. Beyond the Sea was that was probably the most like quintessential Black Mirror episode, I think.
I agree. Every now and then, Black Mirror, better than anything, is just so good at like leaving this kind of like empty pit in your stomach, just like very a bummer. It's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, and it had for me, it had the most like Demon 79 is not really a technology episode.
And people were so pissed about that. All the reviews I read had Demon 79 as either 4 or 5, and everyone's throwing this fit about like Black Mirror is a show about technology. Like, to me, Black Mirror is just a universe that has advanced technology. It doesn't all have to be technology based. They got mad at Loch Henry for the same thing. And I'm like, I don't need every episode to just be like, look at what cool technology we thought of.
It's supposed to reflect parts of society. So I believe both episodes did so. Like we'll get into that, but yeah, it's not necessarily about technology. I think that people went in with that idea, but it's about society. It's about holding up a mirror to us.
Literally.
That's literally the point, is look at yourself in this. And when you find yourself rooting for certain things in Demon 79, that's the reflection it's trying to get to you. Or when you agree with the rationale for why XYZ should happen in Demon 79, that's the mirror that it's holding up to you. So, and even with Loch Henry, it's more about how people react to certain things. And it's because it's I'm trying not to spoil, but it's not about the technology itself. It's about the people.
I just felt pretty annoyed by that. Cause like, man, if you're a critic, like I'm reading your articles, you're a critic, like you can't get past that one thing. I don't know. That got on my nerves a bit.
Yeah, Beyond the Sea, definitely very technology focused and bleak. Joan is awful, 100%, very technology focused, and does the holding up the mirror to us. And
that was a pretty fun episode too.
It was definitely fun. I think for me, it just didn't give me that punch that I needed at the end.
I think it's a great intro episode because they probably know like this isn't our best, but it's gonna reel you in.
Yeah, it was fun. It established this is the Black Mirror stuff that you're used to, and you can roll from there. But then they just smack you in the face with Loch Henry right after that. So that was an interesting transition. Mazey Day, again, that was another one of those societal reflection situations that I don't know. It was fine. Like I said, the bottom three I didn't hate any of them. They just kind of were whatever for me.
Yeah, I think in other episodes, Mazey Day and Joan is Awful are probably pretty high on a season ranking list, just not this one necessarily.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I mean, in a lot of seasons, Mazey Day could have been my 1 or 2. I liked Mazey Day a lot.
You just like Zazie Beetz. Keep it 100.
I love Zazie Beetz. I'm not even gonna lie. Well, that and we'll save that for spoilers.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. There's definitely some stuff to like about it, but let's get into the spoilers, man. Shit, I don't think there's anything else we need.
Let's do it.
If you're a Black Mirror fan, obviously tap in. We would love to hear your rankings. So at us with yours. If you disagree with the rankings,
if you at Bibbs and not me, I'm going to be pretty pissed. So at Tyler_Lennon, I want everyone's rankings.
What else was I going to say? I'm going to rate these. So in the movie rankings that I'm doing this year, I'm going to rate each one individually. Like I have a category for special, like 40 minutes or longer. So I'm going to do each episode as one of those in that category. So keep that in mind for when we do the ratings later, or for the awards next year, I should say. All right, let's get into let's get into these spoilers after this break. Movie lovers, if your local theater is a Cinemark, you may want to consider signing up for Cinemark Rewards. There are 2 tiers to choose from, and one of them is actually free. The free tier is the Cinemark Movie Fan. You'll earn 1 point for every dollar you spend. You can redeem your points for tickets or other rewards. You'll get member access to screenings and advanced tickets. You'll get an extra discount on Tuesdays, and other exclusive member offers will apply. Then you have the $10 or $9.99 a month option, the Cinemark Movie Club. All of the above, plus 1 free ticket every month, 20% off of all concessions, waived online fees. Any unused ticket credits roll over to the next month. So if you miss a month, the tickets roll over. You'll also get member pricing for any additional tickets that you buy. For more information, hit the link in the show notes and sign up today. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Have you seen, listeners? I told you how to get a free ticket every month with Cinemark Rewards. And now I'm going to tell you how you can get 40% off your meals at restaurant.com. Follow these steps. Go to the show notes. Click the restaurant.com link. When you get to their page, put in your zip code. Or if you're traveling, put in the zip code of the place that you're visiting. A list of restaurants in or near that zip code will show up. You pick the one that you want, and a list of options will come up for that restaurant. Now, most restaurants will have a minimum purchase amount for your deal to apply. So pay attention. I'll give you an example. There's a barbecue spot near me that has a deal through restaurants.com. I can get a $25 certificate for $10. And the total purchase at the restaurant has to be $50 for the certificate to be able to be applied. All in all, I pay $35 for a $50 meal. But there is more. If you're flying solo, maybe you don't think you can buy $50 worth of food. There are lower options. You could pay $6 for a $15 off voucher, and your total purchase would have to be $30. Or pay $4 for a $10 off voucher, where your total purchase would need to be around $20. It all depends on the restaurant. But once again, if this sounds interesting, just hit the restaurant.com link in the show notes for more information. All right, do you want to do...
You want to just go in order?
Order? Yeah, okay. We can do that. Yeah, because we didn't 100% agree. And I don't
pretty close though. That's not bad. We were fairly close together.
You want to do the 2 we liked the most last?
I'm down for that.
I think we can breeze through these other ones mostly.
Or just go from your 5 to 1. We'll do it that way.
Okay, so we'll start with did I say Mazey Day last?
Yeah.
All right. So Mazey Day synopsis. A troubled starlet is dogged by an invasive paparazzi while dealing with the consequences of a hit and run incident. It actually is the lowest. Now I'm looking at it. It's the lowest rated on IMDb with a 5.3. Is that the lowest ever?
It can't be. There's been...
Bear with me. So far, I'm back to season 4. So far it is.
Huh. Wow.
2.
Even what about the first episode ever? That
first episode. Here we go. No, it's way lower than that. This is the lowest rated episode ever.
Wow, that bums me out.
So I think it had a good twist. So the setup is Zazie Beetz is a paparazzi.
And this is set like in the 2000s, I'm pretty sure, right?
I don't know if they established that. Did she have a cell phone?
I don't remember cell phone. I'm almost positive this is set in the 2000s, though. She's like printing off, or she has an old school type GPS that she's following the whole time. And I think it was supposed to be reflective of like the 2000s TMZ, like tabloid paparazzi culture. Because like that's always been bad, but especially kind of pre-social media. Like that's where you got all your celebrity news from.
Yeah, like the
And
parents Britney Spears stuff.
It was very toxic, not only on the celebrities, but it was also toxic within that community.
Yeah. So Zazie Beetz seems to understand or see how bad it is, how toxic it is, but also she need them funds. So when the opportunity comes, when everybody's looking for this celebrity who left the set of a movie dramatically and nobody knows why, I think her friend comes to her and tells her like there was a hit and run, and they believe that she might have been involved. They find out that she's at a special wellness place in the mountains. We were off from there.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to expect with this one. I definitely saw it was going to be one of those societal reflection episodes pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But I think for the reason it didn't work for me is because of how far it goes with Zazie Beetz taking a picture while she's killing herself.
That was a lot. That if I have issue with anything, it was that. The twist itself, I do not have issue with. People seem to have issue with that. It's a sci-fi show, dude. Suspend your belief for a second. Did
it catch you off guard, like heavily?
Yeah, for sure. I didn't know exactly what, but I guess we're in the spoiler. I didn't think there was gonna be werewolves. I didn't, but I liked that there were werewolves. I pretty quickly was on board with it.
Yeah, so it was like, oh snap! Like it was definitely a oh snap moment where it was like that's why she keeps going back thinking about that night, because that the werewolf situation is taking over. When she's like tied up in the room, like I was thinking like maybe she's just detoxing and blah 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 blah. So
well, you do hear celebrity stories like there are certain doctors and stuff out there, like the one that Kanye has worked with. Apparently, we've all heard that story. Like they're doing gross stuff to people. You know, I don't know that they're turning them into werewolves, but they're doing gross stuff.
So like that part of it, and then the fact that the guys were like snapping a whole bunch of pictures of her while she was on the bed, I was like, damn, like this is how these people operate. Like they have to detach themselves from their humanity. One of my favorite movies is Nightcrawler. So like
love Nightcrawler.
I understand that idea of, you know, this is worth money to me, so I'm not gonna associate you as a human. And you know, they have those two guys that are like over the top. That's fine, and they're good to be killed off. Zazie Beetz and her partner. Go ahead.
Even then, though, during that entire stretch, like it's pretty noticeable that the Mazey character, even then, she's like, y'all need to go. Not because like what you're doing is gross. Like she's making it pretty clear, like for your own safety, you need to get out of here.
Yeah, and I was gonna say like she's telling them to leave, but it's not like she's embarrassed to leave. It's like y'all are not safe. And still at that point, the idea of a werewolf did not cross my mind. And then she starts to transform, and they're still taking pictures. I was like, I see a person's body start doing shit like that, I'm out of there. Like
I'd have been the first. I would have never got in there, but I'd have been the first one out for sure.
I was gonna say I probably wouldn't have been there in the first place, but if I was in the vicinity of a person whose body started to contort and bones start crunching and shit, I'm up out of there. Like I can't help you, and I don't like where this is going, so I'm out of here. Like
100%.
Call for help from the road. Like I do not need to be in here anymore.
I will say the build up to all that. The first, which it's the shortest episode, it's only like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. But the first 20, 25, 30 minutes are more of like almost a detective type. I mean, Zazie Beetz pretty quickly is on the phone with people. She's trying to piece all this together. There were big Nightcrawler vibes the whole movie, but very detective-y as well.
Yeah, she felt she was doing her thing, and I was cool with it, and I thought she was going to end up being a hero. But in the end, when you get the diner scene, which mandatory, like we get all the cool kills. Was surprised at how easily her guy got taken out. That was rough.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna make it.
And then again, when she gets the one shot off, it's like, hey, she'd been shot a few times, but this one shot happened to be the right shot. And the girl tells her to kill her, and she gives her the gun, and she puts the gun to her head. I was disappointed that Zazie Beetz took the picture still. I was too.
I was like, I understand not wanting to be the one to do it. I understand giving her the gun. If you want to do it, you could do it. I'm not going to do it. I did not realize she was doing that so she could take a picture though. And that was a bummer.
And it's like, you got all these pictures from the other guys and your friend of this werewolf situation. Like, you don't need that picture.
You do not need that picture. Also, I can't imagine that picture being that valuable because you're not going to be able to do anything with it.
Print that shit.
Right.
Blur it. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, it's going to go on what's the website I'm thinking of? Like Live Leak. It's going to go on Live Leak, but like they're not paying $1 million for something on Live Leak.
Yeah, that was rough. And so that part of it, the werewolf thing was whatever. It didn't feel Black Mirror-y to me. But then her taking the picture was like, well, what the fuck? Like, are we not going to learn anything in this movie, in these episodes?
Yeah. The werewolf of it all did not bother me at all. And we'll talk more on other episodes. But like this whole season, as you were saying, it felt more supernaturally. It felt more horror movie-esque, but not necessarily just more genre, I guess. I don't know. But it definitely did have a different tone. A lot of this season did. And I liked it.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Unless there's anything else you want to say about that one.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like if we were rating it, I'd give that one like a 7, 6.5 or a 7.
I'll probably be somewhere in the 6 range. Joan is Awful was my number 4. Joan is Awful got off to a very, very fun start. I was laughing out loud. I enjoyed it. And then when I realized what the message that was being sent about AI and things of that nature, I enjoyed that. The reason it's as low as it is on my list is because I just didn't enjoy the resolution. Yeah, it didn't land the plane for me, if you will.
That's fair. I do agree. And the message, a lot of who knows what people are hiding in terms and conditions, and that we're just giving people access to. I liked that part of it all. Also love that we're just calling out the platform that we're on. That's amazing. A lot of, some shots at Netflix.
Yeah. Initially I was questioning how they would be able to make the show so quickly, but like, it wasn't just that they were listening to her as she was doing it. It was listening to her through her phone, basically. And then the actors were not actually actors; they were AI. Which it would have been dope to see, like Salma Hayek with 6 fingers, like to make it.
That was a cool little. I don't know if it's a twist, but I was the same way. I'm like, okay, well, you have all the rights to this stuff. How are you making it that quick? So that was a cool little addition as well.
Yeah. So I don't know how much how much I really have to say even about this episode. Maybe this should have been my number 5. I don't know.
I will say Annie Murphy killed it. She was great, and I love Annie Murphy. She, for anyone that doesn't know, was Alexis from Schitts Creek, and she killed it. Salma Hayek killed it. Random Michael Cera cameo. That's fun. But yeah, I thought the acting was pretty strong.
I saw somebody posted a clip from the show on Twitter and was like, this is what they're doing in Black Mirror. This is trash. And it was the scene where, so inside if you're listening to this, hopefully you watched the episode, but basically Annie Murphy's character is being portrayed on the Streamberry show by Salma Hayek. And then as Salma Hayek's looking, she's being portrayed in the show by Cate Blanchett. It's like layer upon layer of AI onions. And so there's like the scene where Annie Murphy's character is like, I wonder how Cate Blanchett feels or something like that. And Salma Hayek's like, fuck her. It's like, people were like mad. Like they were mad at how Salma Hayek was like laying it on, I guess. It's like, it's a comedy episode. Like you can't judge it by this clip. It was meant to be hilarious. And it was.
I agreed. We find out there's a whole other layer. Annie Murphy is actually Annie Murphy in real life. And she's portraying it. It gets, I almost tweeted about it, I didn't want to ruin it, but like it was almost too meta even for me, and I love meta.
I was gonna say it got a little confusing by the end, like the Annie Murphy part of it. I was definitely confused.
Yeah.
Because like the Annie Murphy there doesn't understand what's going on, and the lady's like, "You're not the real person. Like the real person is a layer back." Like, what the fuck? So we're inside the show, but whatever. That's the Black Mirror portion.
Well, even that was confusing because Michael Cera is the one that explains that to her, but he's Michael Cera, but she doesn't recognize that he's Michael Cera, but he doesn't know that he's Michael Cera, but it's a lot.
It was at that point, I don't know if it was, it tied it together like it could have, like to make it really make sense to me. And that's fair. That's where I kind of zoned out at that point.
It was fun, but
yeah, it was fun up to that point, and then like it just kind of resolves itself, and it's whatever. Like I get the point. It was fine. It probably.
my question
Now I'm like thinking about it.
My question is like, what's their long-term plan? Because people are just gonna cancel the service, right?
You would think, but then like people love drama, so
I would cancel. Y'all not making that show about me. I'll cancel real quick.
I definitely
I don't even
deleting the app.
I don't even like Netflix like that.
It's one of those things where I've like forced myself to start watching shows again because I pay for this shit every month and I haven't been using it. It's like I should probably start actually using this shit.
I use Netflix every day, but if they start making Tyler's awful, I'll cancel. Rock with Shudder and Hulu or something. I don't know.
Gotta go at that point. All right, Beyond the Sea. I don't know how much we need to say about this one either. Beyond the Sea. You said you watched it once. 2 astronauts. It's set in the late 60s, 70s.
Yeah. To me, the biggest thing that this episode does is establish that they've had this technology.
Yeah. So this is 69, I believe, if I recall correctly. 2 astronauts out in space doing their thing, and they have body doubles at home on Earth with their families, living their lives essentially, and some Manson type people.
Big Manson vibes during that scene.
Manson type people decide they don't like it. They kill one of the guy's families and destroy his body double. So now he's stuck in space all day while the other guy still gets to go home to his family. Saw where this was going pretty quickly.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
I thought it was going to be more of a romance, though. Like I thought,
yeah,
was going to actually like fall in love with him or something.
Yeah, the twist did get me. What I thought was going to happen was before he ever gets locked out of the ship. I didn't think it as it was happening. Before he ever got locked out of the ship, I was like, you know what? I bet he tries to just throw him into space and he's going to take over his body and secretly live his life. Right. Even after the wife made it clear she wasn't into it, I was like, she's not going to know. It's going to be gross, but that's what he's going to do. He's just going to pretend like nothing happened and that he is the other guy. So when he locked him out of the ship, I was like, let's go. I'm right. I was not right.
I definitely thought he was going to take his body. Like I 100% thought that was going to happen one way or another, whether it was him and the wife fall in love for real. But then when I realized that wasn't what was occurring, I was like, okay, so he's just going to, like you said, take over his body and live his life without anybody knowing and then I thought the son would be the one to like realize that's not his dad or something like that. But it went it went darker than that somehow.
Yeah, I would argue it's the darkest. I mean, Loch Henry's pretty dark, but there's an argument to be made. This might be the darkest episode of the season.
It was rough, and I understand multiple reasons not to rewatch. But like when it ends, I was like, "Well, shit!" Like now what? Now we're even. That's how you decided to go that route. I guess he could have killed him, right?
Well, that you would have to kill me at this point. I'm either killing you or you're killing me. One of those is happening, though.
But like it's like they're stuck on the ship, and I think they have different jobs. So one of them killing the other likely means they're gonna die too anyway.
Follow me.
That's the only thing I can think. But it's like neither one of you have anything to live for at this point. So fuck it, let's have it out. Like let's throw down until one of us is dead, and then the other one will just die later.
I agree. My buddy was pointed out. Apparently, someone had made a TikTok asking a very good question. Why would you not send the body doubles to space and let the real people stay on Earth? Because there's radical ass people. That was going to happen. Someone was going to be like, this isn't right. This isn't natural. And someone was going to kill those people because you made them celebrities. One, they would have never like leaked that this was happening. But yeah, if they did, they would become celebrities. And some radical ass Manson family out there would go do that.
Yeah, and that, now that you mention it, the body doubles didn't really have many limitations. So if they can do all the things, then yeah, send the fucking body doubles to space.
That was at first my argument was like, well, if it's that big a deal, you want humans. But then I was like, no, then you take human error out. The robots or body doubles are probably smarter and better than us anyway. I don't know, man. You take emotion and human error out of it, it's backwards.
Yeah, it's like, well, or maybe make more than one just in case one like slips off into spape, like he
Or
malfunctions.
also, like, maybe have some alternates. I mean, I guess you couldn't send it.
Uh oh, did I lose you?
To only have two. I don't know.
You
I
cut
don't
out for
know.
a second.
But I learned something fun. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't really have much to add other than I think it's funny the cast did. If this were like 2005, Josh Hartnett and Kate Mara, that's big.
Yeah, I'm
That's
glad to
big
see
in
Josh
'05.
Hartnett acting again. Definitely glad to see him again. He was on his way to heartthrob status for a while there.
He was. I did not realize Kate Mara. Obviously, her last name is Mara, but her family is not only the Mara family who owns the Giants, but the other side of her family is the Rooney family who owns the Steelers. One side of her family owns the Giants, the other side owns the Steelers. What a life, dude!
I did not know any of that.
I didn't either.
Since we're here on Kate Mara, Class of '09 has been pretty good. I don't know if you've checked it out yet on Hulu. It's her and Brian Tyree Henry in like a sci-fi FBI show. It's
Okay.
three different timelines: 2029, 2023, or 2009, 2023, and 2033. Like it's three different timelines. It's basically AI. Their class comes in 2009, 2023, something major, like a major terrorist attack happens and makes them shift to using more AI and solving cases. And then by 2033, it's a problem. And so I think this week is the last episode. So I'm looking forward to that.
I love Brian Tyree Henry, so I might need to check that out.
Yeah, that's definitely why
I thought
watched it.
I thought Kate Mara, the whole cast was good. There's an argument to be made. This might have been the best. A lot of people were saying this is the best acted episode. I don't know. I don't have strong arguments against that, I guess. I don't know that I would have thought it, but like acting wise, they did kill it. I just thought it moved really slow. I thought this could have been 20, 25 minutes shorter.
They definitely dragged it out with like, I guess, wanting you to try to figure out how this is going to end. Basically, is probably why they dragged it out a little bit. Aaron Paul was definitely in his bag for sure.
He killed it.
As when he was Josh Hartnett's character, you could tell the difference. Like it was a clear difference. And
yeah, it was almost on a Lupita way from us. Like you're playing a person that's playing a person. Like it's a lot, but he was killing it.
yeah, it was very, very, very well done. And again, that the way it ended was devastating. I have to acknowledge it was good. That's why it's in the middle here, but I didn't enjoy it. Didn't enjoy the way things played out.
It was almost on like a shut up and dance level of or a White Christmas, like just that ending that just sticks with you. You're like, ah shit. It's a lot.
Yeah. Speaking of a lot, Loch Henry. So Loch Henry, as a true crime fan, it felt very real, very realistic, and it was like the thought process of Myha'la Herrold's character to do the documentary to bring tourism. Yes, makes sense. There's morbid tours are a thing. People want to go to these places. The fact that the people that were at the locals went away and like travel died down, but people don't know the story. Tell the story, and people will come, is what she said. And then she gets. Did you see it coming?
So almost. I got half of it right.
Okay.
I thought the dad who's a cop, not the bartender dad.
Right.
I thought the dad who's a cop was probably involved somehow. I wrote down that I thought it was going to be the two dads together. We're like secretly in on it. Didn't see the mom.
Yeah, I did not see the mom. I definitely thought the dad was involved, and I definitely knew that those tapes were going to be a factor. Like, I can't remember the name of the show, but it was like supposed to be an old cop show. They just had a collection of tapes. And as soon as I realized they were using those tapes to record, I was like, all right, they're going to see something on these tapes. They're going to see his dad was involved. And I thought like she was going to see it and bring it up to him, and then he was going to like flip on her to like cover up, protect his dad.
I thought maybe the same thing was going to happen, or the other dad sees him in the hospital at the same time that this is happening. I was like, oh, is he going to kill him before something can happen? I definitely thought maybe he's just not going to want to believe her. I thought something along those lines.
Did they pay that off? What did he do?
No, we never. It never gets brought back up. We never see that other dad again. Because I really the second time around, I was like, did I miss something? But no. All he says was, I don't have any evidence, but I've always thought this. And then we never come back to it. So I guess I interpreted it as he just went ahead. He goes ahead and tells him what he thinks was happening. I think he informed him there at the hospital, while the mom and the girlfriend were having their little battle. I gotta say, dude, the Stewart character, maybe my favorite character of the entire season. He is hilarious. And this whole episode felt very much like a horror movie. There's like, did you ever see not the second, but it's literally just called Blair Witch. It was from 2016. Adam Wingard made it. It's essentially a sequel to the Blair Witch Project, and the whole premise is we're going to go to these woods and we're going to make a movie about something that happened, which is obviously kind of the plot to Blair Witch Project as well. But anyway, it's a sequel to Blair Witch Project. I got big vibes of that. Like, we're going to make our own movie of something that's already happened. Stewart was just hilarious. He's going in there and he has jokes of like, I'll put the crowbar in whisper mode. And he's like singing Scooby-Doo. And then the scene with the lemon juice, he's like, we'll see if anything was happening. And he's like, I don't think we need the lemon juice. Like he brought a lot of comedic effect.
Yeah, he was definitely fun. I mentioned that there's a reason this wasn't my number one. The thing with the dad not being resolved was one. The anticlimactic death of Myha'la Herrold's character was my other piece.
That did bother me. Now, they did kind of foreshadow it a bit, right, because earlier he does make a comment about like people do, right, the river's deep. You got to be careful out there. You slip on a rock and you'll just float away. They set it up, but yeah. I mean, even if the mom would have killed her, I'd have been okay with that. But like, the way it went out, yeah, that was a bummer.
Yeah, like they definitely set it up. They definitely established that this was a thing that could occur. And I thought it might, but then like it happens and it's just like, well, there's that. They don't really come back to it. They don't address it later. He finishes the documentary. His mom's like gives the tapes, kills herself. The actual footage is what like was like shit.
The found footage of it all was a lot.
Yeah, it was rough. And like I said, it reminded me of some real cases that I've heard about. Mm-hmm. One of the darkest cases ever that I've ever heard of, which I'm stunned that people don't know about it, but I don't want people to know about it either. Have you heard of the Toy Box Killer?
Yeah, they Morbid maybe did an episode.
Morbid definitely did. Yeah. They did 2 episodes. The second one was worse than the first one, but it gave me those vibes because he was working with his lady in that, and there was weird sex elements as well. Yeah,
there's a few cases like that are pretty rough.
Yeah, so definitely brought those things back to the forefront. And just seeing the mom, and she killed it as far as like the character. Like once you knew who she was, you could like before she seemed timid and innocent, but as soon as you know that she's this crazy psycho killer person, it's delivered through the actress. Like her demeanor changes.
I had a couple thoughts on the mom because someone pointed out to me, I don't remember if it was my buddy or who it was, but they had like, the mom acts pretty weird from the jump, like especially to Myha'la. But I was like, dude, in all fairness, one, we haven't. It's implied the son hasn't been around for a while. It's probably his first time coming home in a long time. You bring home a girlfriend of a different race, like maybe. I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere, a small town, Scotland. Maybe she's just a bit racist, or maybe she's just a bit off-putting. I don't know. Like, I didn't think it was so much that I should be wary of her. And then also, I don't have any issue with her wanting to be part of the documentary because it would have been another opportunity for her to try to cover up the story. So I didn't have any issues with any of that.
Yeah, I think my only thought there with how she was being weird was I just thought that he had a weird relationship with his mom. I just thought she was trying to be a good mom, and their dad died. Like there's a lot of stuff going on that could have caused her to be awkward, and I felt like she was trying.
I was gonna say the same thing. You know, there could be the element of like the dad dies and you go away for a long time. Maybe this is a bit of a strained relationship. I did take issue not with the writing of it because I think it's justified, but like if you're Myha'la, the mom doesn't know that you know. Play it cool.
That's
just chill out. Find an excuse to get out of the house. Maybe you need to go see Stuart to figure out what you're filming tomorrow. Like, play it cool. She doesn't know that you know. She's not going to kill her husband's girl or her son's girlfriend. Like, just chill out. You're good. And then she blows it.
two things. First, when she realizes what's happening on the video, turn it off.
Turn it off. She's going to hear you. I literally wrote my notes. I was like, cut it off, cut it off, cut it off. She's going to hear it. She's going to see it. Cut it off.
Bare minimum, turn the volume down and turn it around.
Yeah.
Back to the door with the screen so that whoever walks in can see what you're looking at. You're asking to get killed.
She act like she's not a kid who grew up in the 2000s and was watching stuff you wasn't supposed to be watching. Like,
exactly. Like, this
cut
is
the volume down, turn the TV to the side. We've all been here. You got this.
have like another tab pulled up to switch really quickly. Like,
have another channel so you can hit recall.
She didn't do any of the things. It was like, it's one of those things where I was screaming at the screen, like, please stop the video, please turn
now, it. I do feel like, in her defense, you wouldn't have wanted to stay the night there. You would have wanted to get out, but play it cool. Go have dinner. Go eat supper with her, and then when she gets ready to go to bed, just sneak out of the house.
Yeah, like, or ask her, like, you know, I feel like I need to be closer to him. Do you mind taking me back to the hospital or something? Like,
how hard would that have been? Like, man, I shouldn't be away from him. Let's go back to the hospital.
Like, she's not killing people right now. She hasn't done this in a long time. Like, it's going to take her a minute to get there.
I've also seen people take issue with the fact that the mom went out as easily as she did. Obviously, she doesn't know that Myha'la's dead, but like, I could see a scenario in which you either fight a little bit harder to go find her, or what you do is you go to the hospital yourself, because that's probably where she's going to go if she is alive, and you just go ahead and be by your son. She's not going to make this announcement in public. Like,
right. Like,
I could have seen her put up more of a fight rather than going out as easy as she did, but I think there was a lot of guilt there, and I think she's like, here, I'm just going to remove myself, and I'm going to leave all this stuff behind for my son to at least, you know, make his movie.
Because at some point she realized this was important to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess she just decided, you know what? Might as well make some money off of us.
Yeah.
Which he did do.
Yeah, because you're losing your mom either way. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to get out. She, if nothing else, is going to go to prison forever. So you've kind of lost your mom regardless. Let me at least leave behind whatever good I can. So I didn't, dude, this is one of my favorite episodes in the entire history of the show. I loved it.
Yeah. It was, like I said, it caught me off guard. It's probably for me, it was the most horrific episode as far as like.
Agreed.
Like I said, I was upset that I watched it right before I went to bed. I was not ready for the show to go there again, especially after I had just watched
Joan is awful.
So it was like, damn.
I did write my notes multiple times, like, dude, the way they built tension that entire dude, it was so good.
Yeah, it definitely got darker and darker as it went, and I just by the end, I was a little bit like, well, are we sure he would put this out to like shame his mom? But he did it. His girlfriend died, like, and then you see him in the hotel room at the end. Everybody else is celebrating. Everybody else is having a grand old time, and he's just there.
I felt bad not bad, but he seemed to be pretty off put by Stuart at the end. I'm like, man, Stuart did nothing but help this whole time. I understand that he did benefit from all of this, and you might have a hard time accepting that, but I don't know why you can't still be buddies with Stuart.
Yeah, that was kind of rough. You kind of wonder. I don't know if they can recover from that, but Stuart's thriving.
Stuart seems to be thriving. Yeah,
tourism is back. So
I will say that while he was at the show, there was a very attractive actress that was like, "Oh, you're the Loch Henry guy. I wanted to talk to you." And I mean, maybe at some point you'll be able to bounce back, and who knows? But
you think bounce it back?
I don't know, man. That's rough. You've lost everything at this point. I did think it was cool they made a San Junipero reference. At the award show, they're listing all the documentaries, and one of them was called Euthanasia, the San Junipero experiment, which made me think, like, I bet that's a pretty controversial topic in the Black Mirror universe, huh? San Junipero.
Yeah, because it was a big deal. I haven't seen the episode in a long time, but I remember it being like a question during that episode. Yeah. So yeah, I would imagine that documentary did numbers.
We also know that this happens before Joan is Awful, because if you watch the Joan is Awful episode while they're scrolling through Streamberry, Loch Henry is a documentary on Streamberry.
Yes.
And I thought it was funny they opened the new season with a Netflix show and a true crime documentary is the first 2 episodes of this season. That's kind of funny.
You mentioned the attractive lady that walks up to him.
Yeah.
She's definitely on my list right now. I don't know how to say her name. I'm going to try it. Werush Opia.
I want to look her up. Spell that to me if you don't mind.
Weruche.
Got her.
She's in
This woman is gorgeous. Damn.
She was in I May Destroy You, and I fell in love. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, she is gorgeous. Shout out to this woman. That's messed up. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I definitely fell in love in I May Destroy You.
Until the producer lady ruined it for him, I very much would be like, so what are you doing after this? But then the producer lady's like, oh, you can play his girlfriend who was murdered, or not murdered, but who died.
We are gonna need it to play the girlfriend. It's like, oh
yeah, you ruined it.
But going back, so she's in it. She was in I May Destroy You. Paapa Essiedu from Demon 79, also in I May Destroy You. They're like the best friends of Michaela Cole's character.
Oh, dope. I never saw I May Destroy You, but I wanted to.
It's really good. It's actually really good. I went back and watched it some point either early this year or last year. Definitely a lot going on, but the quality. And I found two new actors that I hadn't previously seen before that I'm definitely paying attention to now.
Nice.
Anything else we need to say about Loch Henry? No, I don't think so.
I could talk about it all night if you wanted to, but I think we've done. I'd say just an awesome episode. One day we need to go back, which we just did this recently. We did our all-time rankings. I'm not sure that it wouldn't crack mine. A top 5 it would for sure crack a top 10, but this is one of my favorite episodes of all time.
We should definitely revisit it at some point, but I know that recency bias is going to be a factor right now. Yeah. So clearly we'll put it in the future.
That, or we need to rank the seasons. That would be kind of cool.
There's enough now. We'll see. We'll do something with it.
We're not done with Black Mirror yet.
I'll say we did the other one by accident. So
true.
Demon 79. I could have put Loch Henry here, but like I mentioned, there were 2 pieces where I was definitely disappointed with how they just got discarded Myha'la Herrold. But Demon 79, fun, start to finish. Some deeper themes, but this one felt Black Mirror. Like, if you take out the comedic aspects, it definitely felt very much like my favorite episode. Shit. You mentioned it earlier, I think. I can't remember what it was called. God damn it.
While you're looking into that, I'll explain what I explained to you earlier to the audience. At the very beginning of this episode, it says that it is a Red Mirror production. What this means, this might be something that they're going to do more of moving forward, but apparently what this means is it is a movie that exists in the Black Mirror universe. So none of this took place, obviously, in the Black Mirror universe because the world ends. But it is a movie that exists within the Black Mirror universe, and I'm pretty sure it is also on Streamberry during the Joan is Awful episode. So this is just a movie in that universe.
Thank you for that clarification. Because I think without that idea, people might think that the world is just over, and that
because it took place in 1979. Yeah,
like people might think, this signifies the end of Black Mirror, basically. So, Shut Up and Dance was the episode, by the way.
Oh, it is kind of shut up and dancey because it's these two people having to navigate together. They're doing awful shit together.
Right. So it definitely gave me the shut up and dance vibes, which again is my favorite episode. I loved the moments where like the girl would kind of dissociate and carry out these attacks prior to the fact that she got attached to this demon.
That does a very that. So at first I was kind of curious why they were doing that, what that means. But to me, that was really smart because by the end of it, it does make you question, like, has she been making all of this up?
Yeah. So it establishes, for me, it established that because he questions her on it where he's like, you wouldn't have been able to awaken me if you didn't already have some of this in you. Like, stop trying to act like you're a good person.
Yeah.
Like, you definitely just needed a push to become a killer. Like you had these thoughts.
This episode was so much. It rules. This episode rules. Their chemistry together was really fun. His character was really fun. Like he brought he was really funny. But he also helped her a lot. I would have watched them just do shit together for 3 hours. That could have been the longest episode ever. I would have watched it, and I would have just kept watching.
I was gonna say this is a episode I'd watch as a movie. Like blow it out to hour and a half, hour 45, whatever. I'd watch it as a movie. Like
I would too,
and it would probably be very, very fun. When they start getting into the morality of the kills and who should be killed and who shouldn't, and like the guy didn't count because he was a murderer, and like they start going into it, like that part of it, that stuff got fun.
That was fun. He's on the phone with, I guess, his demon bosses, and he's like, "No, I get it, I understand."
He got so serious on the phone. Like, I love that he got to be a demon, and he does his demon stuff, but he's like, also, like you said, he had a real connection with her. To the point where, like, when shit was hitting the fan, he was like, "You want to spend eternity with me? Like, you could die here in the fire, or you could come with me to wherever we're going." Like.
So before the season came out, I tweeted something to the effect of like, obviously I'm here for all the dark and all the creepy and all the horror, but I hope we get one episode that's in the San Junipero or the Hang the DJ realm, and maybe this is it. Maybe this is our love story.
Which is crazy. Which is crazy when you think about it. Like everybody dies except these two, but we're happy. Like
the world ends literally, and it's titled Demon 79. And this is our love story, but. Dude, it was very good. I'm with you. The whole the bits where he's like they're in the bar and he's like, "Do you want to know what he's like showing her what each person has done to deserve to die."
That part of it was great, and like when he's like explaining like this is what's going to happen in this person's future and that person. Initially, I thought he was making it up to like manipulate her, but no, he was giving her legit stuff. Like, hey, this is what's going to happen, and like after she kills the serial killer dude and she like sees his daughter, he's like, she has a baby at 29. Like previously she kills herself at 28. So it's like you changed the trajectory of this girl's life. So that was cool. That was cool.
And he does end up telling her the truth when she ends up accidentally having like self-defense kill the other guy. She's like, "Please tell me he did something." He's like, he's kind of a pretty normal dude.
Yeah. So but then it ends up being a twist that she needed to do that. Like he ended up needing to have to die because it's you wouldn't have gotten your body otherwise. So it kind of worked out. And then when he like doesn't want to go after the politician, he's like, I don't know if they're gonna like it down there. I don't know if we want to do that one, but he like doesn't completely stop her.
He does leave for a minute, but we learn he's only leaving to see if you don't get this done, could we run away together? He's literally just going to check the loophole is all. Like, I did think for a moment, so she finally gets caught and time's about to run out. I genuinely thought, because it's showing the clock tick, I was like, it's going to end right as the clock hits that, and we're never going to know. It's not going to tell us if this was true or not.
I was disappointed when it initially looked like she was just crazy.
I was too. But
then when you get the payoff that she was not, I was like...
It's weird that we're rooting for that. We're rooting for the world end, but we're like, let's go.
Did you see Knock at the Cabin?
Dude, I actually haven't seen that yet, but someone did. My buddy was like, so it's literally the plot to Don't Knock at the Cabin? And I was like, damn it, I never saw that, but
very, very similar vibes ish, but I won't discuss any further. I was gonna make a comparison, but yeah, I have very much. There's no part of this episode I didn't like, and that's why it's my number one.
Yeah, and it was just as fun on a rewatch. I went ahead and rewatched it, and it's just as fun. You get a lot of I halfway thought she was maybe gonna kill the coworker. Like you can't kill her at work, but she's a garbage person. She's racist. She sucks. Politician also a garbage person and a racist, but her boss even he also kind of sucks. He's also kind of racist.
They were kind
of. They're pretty openly racist.
Yeah, they were pretty. They were freebies. The boss and the coworker, but like probably too close to home for her to get away with. When she leaves her jacket on the mannequin, I was like, "You leaving evidence? Like it's blood soaked. Like I don't know what we're doing here."
She didn't care. I don't think she's just like, "Whatever, I'm going out. Let's go." I mean, if you're putting on a red leather jacket to go murder someone, like you're not, you know what I mean? Like I'm not worried about
literally turning heads as she's walking out. Like you're getting all the attention.
I did love the cat and mouse there at the end with the cop is following her as she's following another person. Like that was fun.
I did not know how that was going to play out, but
I thought the cop had genuine sympathy for her. And even like as they're questioning her, he seems to be like, no, humor her, go with it. And then we pretty quickly realized like he does not really have any sympathy for her. Because they walk out of the room and she's like, she's crazy, yada. Like he didn't really have any sympathy for her, but
I mean, she did seem like a crazy person. Like if you're looking at it with not having seen the demon yourself. By the way, I was glad that they actually showed the demon a little bit. That was cool.
Was cool.
And he was like, I went to your mind to find like an image that you would like. Is this cool? And I knew it was going to be him because I recognized him in the TV screen when they showed the dancing and stuff.
I love that. That's like the character he chooses. Like that, it's such a fun. Like he could have chosen anything, and like that made it so much more fun. And it felt very like 70s. Like it was groovy. I loved it.
The fact that he kept the outfit on the whole time was hilarious. And he's like looks like an angel, but we know he's a demon.
Mm-hmm.
And when she initially isn't sure if people could see him or not, that was also fun.
I couldn't tell how much he was helping because, like, that first kill. She's like, what would I even kill him with? He's like, the rock in your hand. Like, I'm pretty sure he put the rock in her hand, but like, you couldn't help her out any of the other time.
He did help her like choose a weapon and stuff with the second guy. It's like, you're not a knife. Like she's going through the knives and stuff.
Oh yeah. He's like, no, you're not a knife person. That was good. That episode ruled. It really did.
Fun episode. Now I'm thinking, that definitely belongs at number one on this list. Well, that and Loch Henry definitely going to be contenders for top 5 to 10. But
all time,
gotta look at it. Yeah,
nice.
Black Mirror, yeah, for sure. The rest of them could fall anywhere in the middle, but those two definitely going to be up there with some of my favorites for sure.
I can't believe Mazey Day is the lowest rated episode of all time. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It's still fresh. Maybe it'll get better with time, but it's by far the lowest rated of the episodes. Like it's 5 point something. I don't think any of the other ones are below 7. Like
National,
Anthem is 7.7. Okay, Waldo Moment 6.6. I think that's the second lowest rated. Metalhead is also a 6.6.
I was going to guess Metalhead was the lowest rated episode of all time.
Oh, wait. Rachel, Jack, and Ashley 2, 6.1. That's
okay.
The Britney Spears.
The Miley Cyrus. Yeah.
Miley Cyrus. I don't know why I keep saying Britney Spears.
Well, because it's very... Yeah.
The Miley Cyrus episode is the second lowest rated at 6.1. Like, it's so bad I completely forgot about it. But I like Metalhead. I don't know why people hate it like that.
I don't ever rewatch it when I'm rewatching Black Mirror.
It's probably not a rewatchable, but I enjoyed it. I think I liked it because at the time we had not seen an episode like that. I don't think
that's the all black and white one, right?
Yeah, all black and white with the dog chasing them.
Yeah.
I looked at it as, like, again, I look at them all as standalone movies. Like I was interested in me.
Did you already have your?
They referenced it in one of these episodes this year.
Oh, did it really?
The dog shows up when they're showing something somewhere. Oh,
Someone told me that, but
was it him showing the apocalypse in Demon 79?
that is when it.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think you see the dog
Yep.
like walking around. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the articles I was reading mentioned that. I didn't notice it, but yeah, it is in there.
Yeah. So I always appreciate the references. Anything else that we didn't mention?
No, I was curious. You kept mentioning ratings. Do you already have ratings for these episodes?
No, I just want to make sure I let you know that I'm gonna rate each of these as a movie, basically. When we do,
I was doing the same thing. I was giving ratings along the way.
Okay. Do you want to give yours?
I mean, what I will say, I have Loch Henry again. It and Demon 79 both are like right out of 9 for me. Sorry, me. Oh, here it is. Mazey Day, I would give about an 8. I really like that episode. Joan is off. I'm giving like a 7.5, and then Beyond the Sea is probably like a 5.5 or a 6. Usually on my scale for movies, a 6 is very high. That's something I'm going to rewatch over and over again. I'm not going to rewatch it a lot, but it wasn't bad.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't hate any of these, but yeah, a lot of those are going to be in the mid. Those first 3 are going to be in the mid category for me. Yeah, somewhere in the 2.5 to 3 range. 2.5.
I will say this season as a whole, I would give a very high rating, like a 8, probably. Like, I love this season. I think it's if we were, we'd have to sit down and look at all the episodes. But if we were to rank all the seasons, it's going to end up being in my top 3, probably.
Yeah, overall,
5 would for sure be the lowest. 1 would probably be fairly low. There's a run like 2, 3, 4 that's just strong as hell. But I think it's in that category.
Trying to see 15 million entire history, definitely dope. That's 2.
Yeah, both of those are good.
Season 2's cool. Nosedive, Shut Up and Dance, San Junipero. Season 3 is probably the strongest.
Three's the strongest. 4 is not far behind it. 4 is good as well.
Cool. Yep, 4 is cool.
But yeah, 3 is the I think everyone would agree 3 is the best.
Is the one. 3 is when it really. Yeah, San Junipero, Shut Up and Dance, and Hated in the Nation, and Men Against Fire, which is one of my most underrated episodes.
It's a very good episode.
Nosedive was cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Just Playtest was also in that season.
That run of Playtest, Shut Up and Dance, Nosedive, San Junipero, like, dude, that is a run.
Yeah.
Was Hang the DJ 3? Or when was Hang the DJ?
5?
Nah, 5's the 4 maybe.
It's 4.
Hot take. I like Hang the DJ as much as San Junipero.
Let's see. I'm gonna figure out which one's the highest rated episode. I think White Christmas is the highest rated episode.
So it's in my top 5 of all time. I love that episode.
I think I slept asleep on it. I think I got distracted. I don't know if I watched it straight through.
Very good.
I might need to rewatch it. Yeah,
I would guess
it's the only one
really?
rated 9. It's 9.1. There's a lot of 8.5 to 8.7, but it's a 9.1.
I would have guessed San Junipero was going to be the highest.
So, interestingly not. Hang the DJ is at 8.7. Black Museum is at 8.6. San Junipero is at 8.6.
Okay. See, every time I say I like Hang the DJ more or as much as San Junipero, I get a lot of shit for that take.
Entire History of You is at 8.5.
I'm not as high on that one as everyone else.
Yeah, I think I remember when I did my rankings, you were like, I don't even know if you remember which one that was. Hated in the Nation is also at 8.5. That's definitely one of my favorites. It's an hour and a half though, so it's not as easy to rewatch.
Yeah, I think Hated in the Nation is what you were saying?
Yeah, that's the one with social media votes to kill people.
Yeah,
with the
that's
beat.
Good. Yeah, you had to remind me of that one. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that I was thinking of. But Shut Up and Dance, I can watch that over and over.
Same. It's weird because it's such a fun episode, but it's also like maybe the darkest episode ever.
Like such a dark ending. Like I just sit there and listen to the music after it goes off. So
I think I said this the first time we did Black Mirror episode, but I remember the only time this has ever happened, which I was been watching the whole series for the first time, but I got to the playtest episode and loved the hell of it. But the ending, it's a lot. And then immediately the next episode is Shut Up and Dance. And after those two back to back, Netflix asked if I wanted to continue watching. I literally sat there for an hour. I was like, no, I didn't touch it. I was just like, I need a break. This is too much.
And then you came back to San Junipero.
Yeah. If I'd have known that, I'd have went ahead and watched it. But They reward you. If you make it through those two, you get San Junipero.
Yeah, like it's probably a good thing I had a break after Loch Henry.
It's fair. Now this season ruled, dude. Love it.
Yeah, definitely glad they came back. No complaints, no notes, as they say.
We got through this quicker than I thought we would.
Yeah, it's 9:30. I still got time to eat before it's 10 o'clock, and I have to feel guilty if I eat past 10 o'clock. So, yeah, I feel good.
I do want to, before we get out here, I do want to say thank you to the people that did. I was trying to cyberbully Bibbs into doing this, and I needed people. So thank you so much to the people. And there's a couple people on Twitter that anytime I talk about Black Mirror, we always have conversations about it. So thank y'all to y'all.
Yeah, thank you to everybody that did cyberbully me into to binging this weekend, because I definitely was going to sit on it for a little while. Pause. I can't end on that note. That's terrible.
It's funny.
I wanted to end the show, and then I had to make the childish joke. Gosh.
Next time.
I have no idea what I want to review next on here.
I did have one for you, if you don't mind. Talk to Me, the A24 horror movie that comes out next month. It comes out July 20. I can't think of it. Something late July. It is an A24 horror movie. It's it looks like very much there was a string of Blumhouse like teenage type horror movies. It looks like it's in that realm, but the A24 version of that. So I have a lot of high hopes, because a lot of those Blumhouse movies were not very good for a hot minute. The things of like not Smile itself, but like things in that realm. A lot of those ended up not being very good, but this one I think has a lot of potential.
July 28th.
Yeah. So if nothing else, hopefully I can come back for that one. They showed the trailer during last night or during the Blackening, but I know you get there late, so you don't see the trailers. I don't know what to tell you that you would want to hear. I mean, you're avoiding the trailers for a reason.
I got a movie sent to me that I want to look into. I'll let you know. It comes out July 14th.
I will say everything that you and I have reviewed lately was not something that we planned to review.
Yeah. So this one, July 14th. So we got some time. And that one that you mentioned, July 28th. So we got some time there. Yeah.
Hey, what did I tell you it's called? Don't Talk to Me. It's called Talk to Me.
No, you
I
said
don't know what I told.
I found it.
Cool.
I found it. Gotcha. I saw it was coming out July 28th. Yeah, I mean, the sheet is there. I need to update it soon. I'll find something, and you'll have these two reviews here now to hold you down for a little while.
Dope.
Until next time. Peace.